Hey, Buzzers, if you're ready to get down and have a party with Season 4 of Hit the Floor, you're in the right spot because I have the entire cast with me right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
So as you can see, there's a party going down. We all want to celebrate because, of course, the highly anticipated series Hit the Floor is coming back after a year-long hiatus. And thanks to all of you fans who supported the show and brought it back, we wanted to bring you guys the cast. So we're going to introduce ourselves really quick. I'm your host, Alikona Bradford. Follow me at yours truly, Alikona. And, of course, returning with me is this lovely lady.
Hola, Rhavin with the V, McSweaney. You can find me at B Stays Busy.
You look familiar.
Hey.
Oh, I look kind of familiar.
Just a little.
Hey, y'all. I'm kind of Kat Bailess that plays Kyle Hart on Hit 4. Hey. Hey, guys. I'm a newcomer, and my name is Tiffany Hines. I'm going to be playing Eve.
Hey, guys. My name is Cort King, and I'm playing Pack Slow.
My name is James LaRosa. I'm also playing Kyle Hart.
He wishes.
I do wish. I do wish.
Love you, James.
What's going on? It's Kristian Kordula, and I'm playing Noah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Jonathan McDaniel, returning as German Vega.
Yay.
I like that returning.
Jodi, you better follow up.
I'm Jodi Lyn O'Keefe, returning as Lionel Davenport.
I'm Brent Antonello, and I am returning as Jude King.
Yeah. What?
I'm McKinley Freeman, and I'm Derek Roman.
It's awkward because I'm not returning. I'm Kyndall, just Kyndall with a Y, and I play Jamie Lowson.
Yes, girl.
So I know you guys have been doing press all week long. People ask you tons of questions, probably the same questions at least 895 times. So you probably get tired of answering the same questions. Well, we might ask you those same questions, but first we're going to do a little warm-up, and since we are all actors in the room, you've been in an episode, so you're an actor too, Mr. James LaRosa, we are going to do some improv.
Ooh,
so,
I love my improv.
And for real, this is a game I learned in improv, so if you hate it, it's not my fault.
We love improv.
Everybody has, don't open them yet, but everybody has little lovely bags with marshmallows and cards in them. So this is how this game is going to work.
Uh-oh, I'm so scared.
We're going to get out of cards. Do not read your cards just yet.
Take them out, though?
You can take them out.
Okay.
Don't read them. So basically what you're going to do is Rhavin and I are each going to ask you a question. Sorry, we got like bags, like all up in. Okay, so anyway,
open your eyes like this.
Bags down. Ooh, goodness.
I'm aggressive. Yes, I have nails. I couldn't do it. Sorry.
All good.
It's not a bag of chips.
So basically, we are gonna ask you a question, something simple like, Kristian, describe your first day on set at Hit the Floor. You're gonna tell me that in story form. However, each of these cards has a phrase on it, and you have to include that phrase in your story. Okay. Try to keep the story slightly short. I'll go first, so that way you guys have an example, but they're pretty silly cards. You can only look at them after we ask you the question, and then you have a few minutes to gather your thoughts and be like, how... I'm reading them right now, and I'm like, oh God, how am I gonna do this? But yeah, exactly. So I'll let you... It has to be Hit the Floor pertained. It can be like when I met somebody or an experience interviewing or something about the show.
Okay, Alikona, tell me about your experience the first time you met James LaRosa.
Okay. All right, well, the first time I met James LaRosa, I was interviewing him. He came into AfterBuzz TV. I was so nervous, and it was so hot, I had alligators chasing my swamp ass. Ooh. So, as we started talking, I told him that I love the Devil Girls. You know, I'd love to be one because I have a vagina that leads to another dimension, and that would make me a fantastic.
That wasn't even on the card.
She said that.
And he said, no, honey, I don't think you're ready just yet. So when everyone else at AfterBuzz went home, I took off my clothes and I did the splits.
How will we top that?
Okay.
That was cool. I think you made it hard. You set the bar real high.
Yeah.
Really high.
Wait, did you read that? Did you make that up?
No, I just made it up right now. Like I have yeah.
You sabotaged me, girl.
All right, girl.
Just saying.
All right, actors, let's be professional. Let's be professional. So, I'm gonna go ahead. Okay.
Put my card now.
Real quick, we're gonna pick at random. I'm gonna say Brent Antonello. Wow, can I say your name?
Try again.
Brent Antonello.
It's my turn.
It is your turn. So, Brent, talk to me about the first time you had a scene with Adam Sen as a couple.
Okay.
You know what? That's cold.
Have
That's
gonna be good. Okay. The first time I had a scene with Adam Sen?
Yeah. A love scene. A love scene.
First time I had a love scene with Adam Sen, I walked in the door wearing heels bigger than his penis. The day went by, we had a second scene. Hold on, bro.
He got comfortable.
The day went by, we had a second scene, and we started twerking like Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, this is
Wild.
So James looked at me and said, "Let's get the popcorn buckets from the trash for free refills."
It's cheaper that way. You can save some money.
Well done, Maria.
I like that. I like that nobody made any jokes about like 1-inch heels, like, right? Because it was heels bigger.
Never mind.
It was a short penis joke. We
Good
can move
writing.
on.
Got it.
Rhavin, why don't you pick somebody to ask a question to?
I can always count on you.
Oh, Lord. I am so scared about these. Stripping and texting and sexting and everything.
Oh, can I ask you the same question, but with Raquel?
Yes.
Tell me about your first experience with your sexy, steamy scene with former.
Wait, do I have the right colors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They kind of got mixed up.
Well, you can put. Oh, she
doesn't
dropped.
matter.
She's
dropping them.
It doesn't
You
matter.
can put them in any order
I
you
think it
want.
makes. Oh, okay.
Oh, tell me what made those scenes the best.
You ready for this? It's like making love to burrito. It's just sour cream.
Oh, that okay. That sounds sexy.
That's what
Tell
you
me
No,
more.
tell me a story though.
Tell
You
me
have to tell a
more.
story. Yeah.
You can't just read them.
Jesus.
I mean, I can't.
No.
Harsh
That's
rules,
what-
man.
Tell us all
Yeah,
about
you can
it.
tell me,
Tell me a
what
story.
happened.
The card's like the punchline.
Right.
I'm dead on the inside.
You guys looked each other in the
Phone a
eyes.
friend.
and
I got
then
it.
we-
I got
Oh,
it.
okay,
Should
we're
we
gonna
go
let
friend?
Kat think. Hold on. We're gonna let you
Wait a
think.
second. She told me I'm supposed to read
Who
this
wants to
thing.
be
I
a
mean, what
millionaire?
season was that? She needs a second. Come on, this is my bestie. I'm gonna give her a second.
So then why don't you go ahead and tell us about your first day on set for Hit the Floor.
That's what you get for looking after your bestie.
I tried to dismiss
With the
her,
cards. With the
and you
cards.
threw me under the. Well, I don't even know what these cards are for.
You did.
Go ahead.
Here she goes. Here she
Seductive
goes.
yodeling.
My first day and hit the floor. Maybe.
Oh, you was doing that. You was doing that.
What's up?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. You guys want to hear it, right?
Look, Oh, no, you're right. It's this one.
Let's hear it.
Okay, y'all.
Here she
So
goes.
my first day on Hit the Floor, I like that one time I put tortillas in my butt to absorb the sweat because I was so scared. But you know what? I was amongst family. And yeah, that was a ghetto pop. And everybody loved me, so I didn't even sweat in my butt or my tortillas.
The tortillas stop to sweat. Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
All
right.
right,
That's
all right.
Yes, and you're welcome for taking that for you bestie.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Katherine
Moving
Bailess was a little confused with this game.
It's okay.
This
You're actually
game
supposed to
is-
go all
this
3
game is-
cards, but it's fine because we have so
I
many
just
people.
wanted to get rid of this one because that
It's the
is
marshmallow
ridiculous.
hour. We'll just fill it up.
Yeah.
But I have 2 left, and
Yeah.
they're great. They're
Alikona,
great.
so
They're
what
really
do you
great.
Too many rules for this group.
Christian,
Uh-oh.
Christian.
I noticed that you have a wedding ring on.
Come on, Christian.
I'm trying to like redeem this whole thing right now.
Yeah, let's.
What do we got?
Okay.
No pressure, buddy.
None.
Where's your marshmallow?
Okay, we just have to be careful, guys,
Where's
not to
my
talk
here?
over each other because that picks up everything.
Got it.
But really quick, I noticed you have a ring on your finger, so obviously you're married. You have a
I
beautiful
am.
wife. I
Thank
saw her
you.
picture.
Appreciate that. Much love.
Of course. But you also have a relationship on screen with Jude Kincaid, or from what we've seen in the promos, right?
Correct.
So talk to me about how you and Brent got comfortable with each other so that you could do those intimate scenes.
Okay.
Let's find out.
Well, luckily, Brent and I on day 1, we were just in sync with how we wanted to approach it, and we're both professionals, we're both artists to the 10th degree, and so luckily we didn't have any assless chaps to work with on day 1. Okay? And then, you know, as we started kind of working together, it just became apparent that, like, you know, we were of the same opinion. They were just like, look, we want to do honor to these roles, and we want to honor the LGBTQ community with, you know, with authentic work. And at that point, I got lost looking for the pisser and ended up going double leg streamer in someone's yard.
Oh.
And then on the last bit of it, as we're finishing up day 1 after the first couple of, you know, romantic moments, you know, we became tight just as friends and as co-workers. And we got to the point where I said, look, but you're my boy. You're my boy. So any comment, we'll murder a bitch. Okay?
That's great.
Killed it.
That's great. That's
I wish I would have known how this
I
like
think we
game was
should-
happening.
Right?
We can come back. We can give you another turn.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's
baby.
okay. It's okay.
We're in a whole circle.
All right,
We're
y'all.
here for a while.
I'm
Let's
mad.
go ahead and move on to the next, so that way we can get into
Good.
the
Set the
interviews.
bar.
But I want everybody to have a turn to play. So go ahead.
Okay, Kyndall.
Yeah, I gotta think me.
Hey.
Mind my business. I won't bother nobody.
Well, being that you are in the artistry, can you give us a little insight of how you were able to reach down into your inner chi for your role for Hit the Floor 4?
James helps a lot. He had a lot of conversations with me before I even got to set
Okay.
about the character and what
Inspiration.
he wanted from me. Oh my god. However, I ended up farting loudly in public and yelling "Jet power" before I started running.
Gotta loosen up a little.
Also, I'm sorry.
You're doing
But
fine.
German, your butt smelled like tacos and it made me hungry.
Oh my god.
Which is really weird because I feel like that's happening. But when James and I did talk about my contract with Hit the Floor, it demanded mandatory piñatas placed throughout the day because I'm such a diva. That's
Yeah.
what I'm into. So.
I applaud pinatas.
McKinley Freeman,
Yes.
what did you do to Asha to where she didn't want to come back?
Is this where he eats a marshmallow? 'Cause this marshmallow is coming into play at some point.
I'm about to throw this marshmallow bag at
Do
you.
you need some of mine? Because I got
love
some.
James.
That question would piss fans off so bad that they would grunt like Chewbacca after a rough night.
Yes.
So instead of answering that question, I'm going to pretend that while you're sitting there and I'm talking, that halter with those chicken cutlets, damn, Shantae, you look fierce, bro. But when I really think about what this is all about, I think about family. And tonight I'm going to tuck my stuff and get lead tight.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what this says.
And get what?
Get leotarded.
Leotarded.
Oh,
I
I think we should all get leotards. Just tuck it in.
There's a lot of very specific actions in this scene.
Yeah, very
Shit's going
specific.
down.
It's for
Call to
shocking.
Court. Hey.
Hey.
Coming in as the rookie basketball player, do you have any advice for those out there that want to take this role?
No one's gonna take my role. That's mine.
That's what's up.
Just work hard. And just always remember that hashtag Wet Fart Wednesdays.
Matter. They matter.
Those matter. Those will get you in shape for big games. Make sure that your boob sweat of epic proportions are flowing after each workout.
Okay.
I think it's very paramount that happens after each one.
Paramount. We know that.
And I think also James was giving me advice about to have a slender, pasty vampire that sparkles in the sun because I guess that gives me inspiration for the shot.
Good job.
Wait, your tits or your booty? Your boobs.
Everything. All that.
All the boobs.
That's what I did.
You wrote these clearly.
Actually, I got them online from a game, and I just mixed them up and put them in.
Did you write the game?
I did not write the game. I did not write the game. I may have included words like German or James in there.
So good.
All right, so we got 3 more.
Amazing.
Who's Jonathan is so chatty
Jodi
over there?
has not gone.
Hilarious.
I have not gone.
It's so funny.
You're gonna go.
Jonathan, did you go?
No.
Jonathan,
Jodi on the block.
But ask me a question.
Okay, Jonathan.
Let's go.
Yeah, I got some.
3 seasons. Going into season 4, Hit the Floor. You're about to redeem yourself, I assume. You know, you had Raquel turn herself in place of you. Now that you're a free man, what are you gonna do with that freedom?
Well, first I clench my butt cheeks whenever the director says cut. So that's first.
Wow.
Okay. And then I figured I'm just gonna write in my diary, and it'll probably go something like this: Dear diary, I shot Yelena so I could moonlight in her dress.
My God.
I like to just get right into it.
Jump in.
Just jump in.
Don't hold back.
And
Don't hold back.
the reason why I feel that way is because I have this feeling that the best hope for finding love seems to be stalking.
Oh yeah. That's your strong point.
Yeah.
Like,
Sexy.
So it's
Paramount.
Cool.
So, fun fact. Can I interject
Yes,
with a
please.
non-marshmallow related fact?
Yes.
So the dress that Yelena was shot in is hanging in my closet
Okay.
at home with the bullet hole
Oh, okay.
and the red stick. You know, you want to wear it.
No.
There'll be some questions. I always
look at all
wonder,
the
like,
costume.
if like something ever happens to me and like people come in and just like search
And
my
find
place
that
and I
in
find
your
like a bloody
closet.
dress in my closet. I'm waiting for that moment.
I kind of want to wear that.
Yeah.
We can pass it around.
Oh
I
my
wanna
God,
get shot.
really?
Yeah.
Well, James, why don't you
Jody's
give
turn.
us...
It's definitely
It's
Jody's.
Jody's turn.
It's Jodi to go next. She's
Jodi.
dying to go.
Jodi. She's been holding back,
Okay.
and I feel like it's
Can
because
I
she has
ask her
so
a
much to
question?
say.
Yes, go ahead.
I want to ask the question.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Jodi,
Yes.
how did you feel on your first day filming Hit the Floor?
My first day filming Hit the Floor? Well, when I got there, the sensation that I can remember that it felt most like, it was like blow drying your veg before a hot date.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh, this is familiar to me, you know? and then I walked in and I met James LaRosa, and that man, he has the voice of an angel with the body of a buffalo. And I knew at that moment, you know, I was like, James, we're in love. I knew, okay? And then my mother called me, and she's like, what are you doing? And I said, you can't stop me, Mom. I'm going to SantaCon. and then I was like, oh no, wait, I'm gonna stay here on the set because I'm at my new job. That was
Obviously.
Yeah. Makes sense. It makes so much sense.
That's the way you do it.
That's the way you do it right there.
Can I drop this mic
was well done.
Literally.
Yeah.
Can I drop the marshmallows?
So Jodi,
Yes.
since you did such a great job, I'd love for you to ask James a question.
Oh, I was hoping you.
Please.
That's my question, Jodi Lyn O'Keefe.
James LaRosa,
Yes, ma'am.
what was going through your mind while you were casting the cast of Hit the Floor?
Funny you should ask.
Oh, guys, gonna eat all of us as marshmallows. Every single
He
one.
didn't take his out the bag yet.
So now I look at it and go, holy fuck. Okay, that works.
Okay.
That works too.
Hey, you can
Does
change
it?
it.
Okay, that's great.
Yo, 3 for
you,
3.
You can look at them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Kat Bailess is now
But
giving
you
us
must
the
make
rules.
eye contact with all of us
She's
as you
starting
say
to
them.
All right.
slowly understand the game.
So the first person who I saw in a casting was Logan Browning.
Mm-hmm.
Not the first person I cast, but the very first person I saw. And I said to her that if she comes and does the show, I will allow you into my vagina, and that would be the best decision ever. So she was in.
Done.
Okay.
In.
Literally.
Done.
She was. Yes, she can.
Like in.
And then McKinley Freeman came in.
Oh boy.
He actually read for the part of Terrence.
Facts.
But we said, ooh, he might be Derek. And when I had that idea, I actually crapped the floor instead of hit it. And then, really slowly but surely, I gathered everyone together and I brought them all to my party. And I said, we're going to have a great time. And before we do, I'm going to lecture you all on how basic bitches get burned.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's a mic drop. That's a drop. That's good.
And here we are 4 seasons later.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Amen, BT.
That's right. We all in the
you.
vagina.
Safe
It's
and warm.
painful.
Safe and
So glad
warm.
you're safe and warm.
Rhavin, how do you feel about being my co-host here on Hit the Floor?
Oh, I'm doing. Oh.
I mean, I don't want to leave you out.
Why?
She's
It's
fine
okay.
with it.
First of all, I love you to death. You are
you.
such a big inspiration.
Thank you.
And your smile is to the moon. And I often think about, I watch your Instagram, I stalk a little bit, and you work out often. And I always seem to look at you like a naked hobo dancing.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Especially when I was watching you in the hills tonight. I was like, yes. And training ladies to keep their whore mouths shut seems to be how, you know how to do that without saying anything, right?
Uh-huh.
When everyone needs to hush, cut.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, seeing you in that seeing you in those hot shorts tonight, it makes me sick of wearing underwear, and it makes me sick of responsibility.
It's Friday.
All right.
Yeah.
And cut.
Clearly Friday.
Not in the
I don't know what I'm supposed to be talking about Friday. How I feel about you the host. Thursday, Friday.
Good game, y'all.
I gotta say, I think we nailed the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Now everybody
I
deserves
completely
marshmallows.
Hey,
No,
let's
not
get to
yet,
we doing
not
marshmallows? Yeah.
Those are later. Anyways, so you all did a great job doing the warm up. Thank you. I know it was a long warm up because there's so many of us, but we can actually talk about the show a little bit.
It's one of those nights.
I think we're supposed to
Wait,
keep
no, you're
those.
gonna.
We're supposed
You
to keep
need them.
those.
You're gonna need those. You need them.
Oh, shit.
She's trying to throw away carbs.
Give
We
her back her
see.
mellow.
Put them back in that bag.
Really quickly.
All
right, y'all.
Okay, you got it. You got it.
I got like 8 voices going on, so real quick. Sorry. Thanks. James, LaRosa, I actually want to ask you, on a
Yes.
serious note,
Yes,
since we do
ma'am.
have everybody here and there are new faces, we talked a little bit at an interview yesterday about the casting process.
Yes.
Eight auditions for everybody. 8 callbacks.
Do you guys still do the 8 for this?
It's just
round?
Kat.
Just
I
Kat.
needed 8 auditions for Kat. Everyone else kind of like 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But no, but talk to me
Let's
seriously.
just forget about that.
On a serious note, Katherine, you got the full name. On a serious note,
Yes, ma'am.
what were you looking for in specific roles?
I mean, specific roles require specific things. I always go kind of energy. I think there's a lot of talented actors in town, and I think that I go for who kind of brings the energy I'm looking for, but I also look for, and I'm not saying this because they're all in the room, but you have to work long hours with people, and you kind of go, would I hang out with them offset? And so there might, they're the best person for the job, but I just kind of go for people who I think are cool. And it's paid off because we're all here and everyone gels because I group with them. Everyone just seems to kind of group together, and there's no like weirdos on the set. So that's part of it. So I would say 80% skill, talent, flawlessness.
Okay.
20% just be nice.
Oh, someone wants to claim for us?
Please call me teacher. I just want to say, as a new person on the show, I've been working in LA for about probably 14 years, and I've been on many sets, and I've been on the set, and I'm telling you, these people are my family. Even though I may be on hiatus, I still call them all the time. I still text them all the time. We actually have a text chain, like we love each other. We really do. And I believe that this man is the reason that happens, He has found people that are good people and that love what they do, and he's brought us all together, and that is the reason that we are a family, and it's really beautiful. And just because we love each other is one thing, but then it also comes across on camera, which is his responsibility. He
all
created
James.
that. It's all James. It really is. And it's something beautiful, and I love that. So I feel very grateful to be a part of it.
You better sip that cup. Because you deserve it.
You do. You really do.
Every single person on this set is because of James, and James is very picky.
He is.
Maybe you weren't the only one that got 8.
No. I seriously, I think I'm the only person. But in his defense,
You're not the only person that got 8. Are you
8
kidding?
colleagues.
No.
I got around 8. I'm
telling you.
Got a lot
Listen,
of fucking
I think
auditions
Logan
before
got
I
8. Everybody.
So
our
then
OG cast.
let me ask you then, Kyndall, what was the audition process like? Like specifically yours, like the feeling that you got when you walked into the room the first time, and then the process you went through.
Okay, I told them when I walked in the room, you guys, I'm scared shitless. I just want everybody to
Can't be
know.
real.
And James was like, no, don't be. It's going to be fun. And I'm like, well, they all say that. So I did it. I was super nervous. He asked me to do it like 3 more times. And I was like, fuck, I knew he hated it. And so I walked out the room, got the call back. I got a couple more callbacks. Not 8, but I got a couple more. And at that point, I just felt like I did my best. There's really nothing else I can do. If they like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. And here I am, and he liked me, but he's very intimidating. Okay?
Is he?
He's gorgeous and so suave and so kind. But girl, I was I'm serious. That's how people
Kyndall, you should have done what I did. Honey, what I did is I had to do 2 different dances. One was too slutty, one was kind of not slutty. Anyway, so I went in and I did double pirouette, and I went down in 8 count. 8 counts into a split. And I looked down.
In the eye.
You eyed him up.
In the eye.
In 60 sweaters.
Really?
Damn.
Do we have a copy of her audition tape?
Gotta be a tape
It's
somewhere.
actually BT posted a little bit. I mean, not the split.
I need
Although
that
I'm
8
sure we
count.
have it on tape for sure.
We need that.
Maybe it's like her head disappeared.
I was scared.
Kyndall did not do a
Jodi,
split.
what happened? What you talking about?
What are we missing?
I will say this though.
Y'all.
Bringing it back to Kyndall is I will say that like, and Tiffany and Kristian and all the other great people that we've added to the show is that for as much as we've lost, we've gained it just in very creative different ways, and it's really exciting to be in a position to be so close for everyone to be able to see it, because they have worked hard and they have put their life and their heart into the show. So, for people that have been here for a while, that the show actually means a lot to us, and the fans the fans that follow us, the people that care, like it's important for them to know that the people coming on board put just as much into it as we have and as much as they have. Excuse me, because when we were off the air and nobody seemed to give a fuck, they did. So that's why it's important, you know.
Someone just spill some tea.
Yeah.
Hot tea.
Great, my kind
No,
Great.
but also too, like for those of you that are
Alikona.
We're listening.
Sorry.
Bradford.
That was funny. It is beautiful.
Is this thing on? So for those of you who are new, I'm gonna direct this question to you, Kristian.
Okay.
Because the fan base is so loyal and they love their hit the floor couple. What? Their couple.
Right.
They love the couples.
They ship them.
They ship them so hard. That could have
Ship
said.
them so hard.
So hard.
I haven't seen any of that yet.
No.
Okay.
But people really fell in love with Jude and Zero, and you know, Zood was such a huge thing. So going into this and knowing that people are going to see you now as quote unquote maybe a replacement, if you will, does that make you nervous at all?
It doesn't at all. I've seen comments online on social media saying, "Oh, you know what's going on? This is like, you know, the end of something." And I haven't responded at all because, you know, it's brand new, but I feel like the work that Brent and I have put into it and the direction that James and the other directors have given us, it's a cohesive unit, the two of us. And I feel like we, again, like I said before, we worked very hard to make sure to do this relationship justice and honor and integrity. And I think we did that from day one, from the outset until the very, very end. So you're going to have to wait to see what happens. But all the work that we put into it was all authentic. And we put all caution. We just threw all caution to the wind and just went for it. So I think people will be interested to see how it all plays out.
Maybe you guys
Can
have
I
to be
just say
nude.
as well?
Nude.
Nude.
I've heard that. Yeah, that's like
I'm a big fan of great writing, and I know I've been working in this town for 14 years, and you know sometimes people drag things out. James LaRosa does not drag things out, and I'm going to tell you right now. After the very first episode, every question that any fan from the past 3 seasons has, every question they have will be answered.
In the first episode.
In the first episode.
Yep.
There are he is not going to wait 2, 3, 4 episodes to answer your questions. Like any questions you may have about characters or relationships or anything. He's like, you know what? I have other things to say. We're going to get this out of the way from day 1. Okay? July 10th, we're going to handle this. And so any questions that any fans have that have been there for the 3 seasons, any questions they have, they're going to be answered by the end of that very first episode.
RJ.
Well, particularly because we've been away for a bit, I feel like the fans probably have extra blue ball. So,
Right.
I'm just saying. So we just gonna get right to it in the first episode. It's not just heavy petting for a few.
And I think to James's point, it's like some of the questions that they've been asking are the same questions that have been unanswered that are the very obvious questions, which is like skirting around that is like. You can't even tell a story without that. So
and it's also, I think it's also a disservice for everyone who came back to be like, let's just dwell, let's just milk, let's just whatever, because they came back, their characters have places to go, you know, and things to do. And so that's really what season 4 is about, is going, what is next? What are they doing? What's different? What's new? And how can we sort of twist and shape them in a different way? As much as we love the past, and I love the past, I'm so proud of everything that we've done on the show, you can't live there. And so, and I will tell you, I absolutely love everything we've done with season 4. I love all the new people. I love what we've done with the people who've returned. And season 4 will be the season that you look back on and go, oh, when that shit happened, that's amazing, whatever. People just don't know it yet because they haven't seen it.
Right. So then let me ask you this. When we see episode 1, is that going to be a few months later, a year later, or is it just going to be like, oh,
what is
hey,
the timeline?
July 10th.
No, but I mean, that's not a spoiler. That's
no, it's actually, that's not a spoiler. We are picking up the story about a year and a half later. So it's basically real time. We're not doing like that sort of like Felicity 5-year jump or whatever that is. It's today. And so you will see our characters going, wait, why are they there? What happened to this? And the last time I saw them, they were flying in a plane, and this person was king of what's going on. Those are, we have, we're finding them, so there's going to be kind of new mysteries, blanks to fill in that year and a half. And people are in different places. I mean, we're not picking up like normally we pick up like later that afternoon. Like we just And so now with this new season, we're picking up with some time, and we see people who are either damaged or like random words that I'm finding myself I can't use for spoiler reasons, but basically pieces to pick up in some ways. So and that's where the juice is. That's life. Life isn't when it's celebration. Life is when things are, a little rough and tumble. And so
well, with that being said, and the dynamic of the new characters that go into play, I'm gonna ask you guys a couple of questions, and you guys let me know whose character is most likely to find themselves in this situation. Starting with whose character is more likely to end up in jail over a broken heart.
In jail?
Yeah, meaning
it can't be German.
And I got stabbed by Rick Fox.
But based on the new characters, I mean, it depends on what's happening. You'll do anything for love, whether it's,
I don't know any of them that wouldn't fall into that category. We go hard on Hit the Floor. And
so that's everybody.
Season 4.
I mean,
pretty much everybody would do that. Especially season 4. Yeah, because everybody's in a relationship.
Well, yeah, I've seen Kat's character go far out, extreme for love in one of her relationships. She was going far out. So I mean, I could probably see that for her.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, well, whose character is most naive? Innocent, naive.
Innocent, naive. I think it would be
Cort. The rookie.
Sure,
That's Pax Law.
That's definitely.
So you'd be most likely to get set up too.
Yeah, he's definitely.
You'll fall in a trap quickly.
He's like.
I don't know about
one of the greenest.
My thing about Pax is
Okay, now
Now we in episode 2.
my thing about working with Cort,
Wait, go ahead.
That translates to Pax is his sincerity, and I think that's something that fans will be able to look forward to. I think Cort brings a very honest presence to the show, and I think that is something that translates to character as well, and it's going to be really exciting to see his arc over the season as well. You know, because we don't know who he is, we don't know where he comes from, but we know that he comes from somewhere. And I think the point about probably a lot of these questions, whether it be about who's going to get set up, whatever it is, the point is that it's not so much about who's going to be in the situation. It's about what their character is when that situation reveals it to themselves. Because the situation could be anything. The point is, like, if the question is, does somebody have the capacity to do something to put them in this place that they don't want to be? That's everybody. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at it that way, that's just the benefit of being in such a complicated, interesting world that question is true for everyone.
Well, I guess the real question is he going to be tainted?
That is the real question.
We're gonna see.
Well, James, you're the only one that can get any.
We will be waiting.
Not without answering that question, I will say just on the naivete part, I think sometimes that implies like someone who's like a bubblehead, and everyone on the show is smart, and Pax comes to the table with a wisdom. And so in terms of like who might not have, I mean, Devil's Arena can be a fucked up place, and it can be, it's temptation, it's decisions that you make that could get you ahead, it could pull someone else back. That's the stuff that maybe Pax has to kind of learn what he's capable of and what he's not capable of, and when he finds himself in certain situations. But everyone in the show has like their shit together.
And I think that is one of the things that drew me to this show. I mean, I've been, obviously, as I said, I've been working for 14 years, but one of the things that made me want to separate from all my other opportunities and really be a part of this show is that I really fell in love with the way that James writes characters. He writes them in a real way. He writes them as humans. Like, my favorite things that I mean, I don't know if y'all watch Game of Thrones, but like, I watch Game of Thrones. I watch, Breaking Bad. I'm not one of those actors that's like, oh no, I don't watch television. Like, I am a fan of TV and movies, even though this is my job. Like, this is why it's my job, is because I'm a huge fan of TV and film. And one of my favorite things about TV and film is the fact that I love the human condition, okay? We're all human. We're not good and then just bad, but we're human. We have good and bad within us.
James brings the human out in everybody.
Every character he writes them as humans, and he writes them as, you know, it's not just a good person or a bad person. He writes them as human, and it's beautiful, you know, and that's one of my favorite things about every script that I ever get, right?
Right?
Thank you.
Right?
Can I just say that I see Cort when like, and then everyone like answers his questions.
No.
Jump in, buddy.
Don't be so naive.
No, yeah, right.
Don't be so naive, you rookie.
They say everything perfectly for me.
Look at his face.
But just to piggyback
so
off,
shy.
just to piggyback off of what they said, I think one of my character is probably the greenest character to come on the show. Just having a little bit of knowledge about the show, how it kind of taints the characters that are introduced to it. So I think that's probably one of the biggest questions for my character. Is he going to maintain his true?
Fold?
Yeah, and that's fun to watch. You know,
It's really hard, James, to keep secrets.
I know, right?
Yes.
Especially my character. I'm like,
You've been
is
doing
he or
all
is he
so
not?
well so far.
No,
Everyone
because
James has taught you well. James has taught you all well.
No, he has. Like, he really has.
Because he holds secrets well.
Because I might have scenes with his son. But not intimate at
How
all.
much champagne has she had? How much
No,
champagne?
James,
we
I'm
don't know
not-
what scenes you've had and what intimacy they have. Have one of Cort's marshmallows. Have another one of
James,
Cort's
I said
marshmallows.
we will have scenes. I have scenes with everybody.
Turn her mic off.
Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy. Did you want to ask a couple more questions?
Well, I
don't
feel
know if we'll
like-
get through all of them,
I feel like these kind of like who's the biggest hopeless romantic. I think everyone kind of has their moments based on what everyone was saying. So I think
We ruined all your questions.
I know.
Everyone's
So I'm like, who has the biggest load to bear throughout the season?
Ask
Everyone
Brent
has
about
a
her
monkey on their back. I'm sorry?
Alikona, ask Brent.
Brent is too silent. He is getting off of a big
I'm
hook.
quiet over there. What
I'm
is
just
he
watching,
doing?
watching the show.
Oh, are you the biggest hopeless
You and me
romantic?
both, Brent. You and me both.
Trying to
I think they're alluding to you being the biggest hopeless romantic
Hopeless romantic.
this season.
On the show, your character.
Your character.
Yeah.
You are. But you are.
Or
My voice
player.
goes up. That's all of us. You're trying to get me fired.
No, they're not. They want season 5.
Right?
They're
Can't say
trying to
too
get
much.
anything.
Yeah,
Brent.
this season, you're gonna see a different side of Jude where he stands his ground. In the past seasons, you've seen him be very passive.
Yes.
The big motivation for the previous seasons were being accepted by his father, or to anything, his job or Zero and stuff like that. And this season, Jude's no longer in the closet either. He
Right.
knows who he is.
Right.
So, and that goes for every character. I feel like every character, you're gonna see a new side of every character this season.
That type of growth.
Yeah, everyone's gonna have an arc that you haven't seen before in the previous season, which makes it so fresh. Along with the new characters, they bring in a different dynamic. So.
Right.
And I think that's what's so beautiful about it is that like we have these fans that have been there for 1, 2, 3 seasons, and they love and fell in love with these characters, but they're gonna be able to see the characters they've always loved evolve, but then see how these new characters come in and just kind of like change stuff up and like throw something in the mix and see something that they love evolve.
Well, and just a good example of that is Jude and possibly Noah. Jude's
nude.
Nude. They've already been haven't even aired yet. They've already been coined nude.
It's on social media. It's official.
But Jude and Brent are both used to a certain kind of energy in the last relationship that they had on the show, and who knows what will happen, how it'll evolve. But certainly Noah. And Kristian, I would say as well. It's just a different energy. I mean, and everything was a bit tortured with Zero, and it had to be. I mean, he was having a whole sexuality crisis and all that. And perhaps, one moment, Jodi. Oh no, now?
Tap me in. Go
Okay.
talk about me too.
And wait, what?
Lionel.
Well, but it's not. Well, but wait, about this?
Yeah, I'm single.
Well, but I'll get there.
Okay.
But just the finish of the other point, she's very excited about being single this season, like for real. But so I was gonna say that with Noah is someone who, what does Jude like, and really what does Brent work opposite someone who is much more like, hey buddy, dunk dunk dunk, poke poke poke, and just has like a big, more sort of fun energy, and so you get to see new stuff. So it's like you get to see the characters you love, evolve slightly.
So
And also Lionel is very single this season, and talk about
Live your best life.
Talk about your single life.
Talk about my single life. Everybody look out.
She's on the prowl.
Everybody look out.
I'm sorry, but if anyone has seen the super trailer, I'm sorry. If you haven't, please go look. Because you will see that there is someone on the show that is going to take her singledom and make her work more for it.
I saw that.
But hold on, I'm gonna be honest. When I saw the trailer, and because it's so dimly lit,
right,
I thought that was Logan. And I was like, wait, what? What?
Oh, no,
Wait, in the bed with Jodi?
That's me being like, oh, you think you're single? Oh, no, you're not.
They gave it away.
Oh.
Okay, well, I have a question for Kyndall.
Yeah.
Hey, girl. Being that
Caught.
your character is this fun, ambitious, newcomer, and has her eyes set for that new spot, is there anything you can tell us about if she's going to be a little vindictive to get the top spot, or is she going to shimmy her way gracefully to get the top spot? Is that allowed?
What I will say, we can say anything. We'll just have to feel the wrath of James.
I really want to look that way. Like,
Jamie is a by any means necessary type of girl. She literally drove from Chicago to LA to be on the squad. So I think that kind of gives away most of it. She
determination.
Works really, really hard, and she's had to. Not necessarily because she wants to, but that's just her life. And her drive has always had to come first to get her to where she is. So I think you'll see a little bit of, I gotta do what I gotta do in there.
So, wait, I'm gonna ask this then. We were actually talking before the show. You just moved out to LA from
Corona.
Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Corona,
California. From Houston.
Is that a real thing?
That's a thing.
It is now.
Corona.
It is now.
So from Houston to here to pursue your dreams as an actor, to start getting more stuff, right? So do you feel like there's any parallel between you and your character who then drove to shoot? Yeah.
I mean, in that dimension, absolutely. This is, we've shot the show, but now that I look back, and it was a really hard move for me because I had to bring my dog and my pig and drive from Houston to California.
Pig? Oh my God! Wait a minute! I didn't know about this.
Is it a miniature?
No,
Definitely
he's not.
not.
He's a pot belly, so he's about this big now.
What's his name?
Puddle.
Can I come over?
Yeah, of course.
I know, right?
Okay. He's not friendly.
Okay.
No, he bites and grinds. But we love him.
But we love him.
And he loves if you have a snack in your hand. But it was a very hard move for me, just being 22 and having to just leave my family and make it work. And I've done the move before, but I took some time off. And so now that I'm back, it's okay, let's not fuck around.
Yeah.
Let's do this thing. So I think the difference is I've had a luxury of being able to relax in my career, and once you do a project, you can wind down, you can go on a vacation, do what you want. Jamie don't have that.
Yeah.
Jamie got to keep grinding. She always has to be pushing to get the next thing and get her face out there. So it's a little harder for her than it has been for me.
What I like about Jamie and what I like about London, who Tana Taylor plays, they are. I think just because you're ambitious doesn't mean you're the bitch. I think just because you're someone who's an any means necessary type girl, that doesn't mean that you're now gonna be just that girl. So she's ambitious, but I think being ambitious is not a bad thing. There's just a lot of ambitious people on the show, and there's really one spot for all of them.
Right.
So good luck everybody. The Hunger Games. It really is, right?
I have one final question before we get into our next game, and that is for you, Jonathan, because I know I asked you just playing around when we did our other game as far as German's concerned, but on a serious note, and I don't know if James will let you talk about it, but because
No.
and the answer is no.
No.
Go ahead.
So, again, your character has the opportunity to start life anew. He learned his lesson. Obviously, the murder that he committed was not something that he's not a malicious person. It was a love crime and all that other good stuff. But is it an accidental love crime? I don't know what category it falls in. But the point is that somebody was willing to sacrifice their name so that way you could walk free. Do you feel like your character does that with honor, or do you think that Raquel would be rolling over like, what are you doing with your life?
That's such a good question.
That's way
That's a really good question.
That's good, girl. Alikona.
Somebody watch this show.
Oh,
My goodness. My
Hit
goodness.
my heart. Honestly, I feel like because German knows who he really is as a person, you know, he does that in some way of honor, just because of the simple fact of, you know, it wasn't something that was malicious. It wasn't something that he tried to do, and it came from a very emotional place, and it was just an effect of something that was that just so happened to be. And so you know, for German to make it out of that situation and to be able to walk free, knowing that he was willing to just go down, knowing the truth, you know, it just shows. I wouldn't call it karma, but it just shows the fact that since he was a good person, you know, good things happen to good people. And so that's just, to me, what happened to him was he was redeemed at the end and was let go because truly in his heart, he was willing to give up his own life just to basically, you know what I mean, keep the secret. And so, you know, it's going to be interesting, I think, for the cast, I mean, not the cast, but the audience to be able to see how German kind of like lands on his feet now, because we don't know what state of mind that he's in. I mean, jail, especially facing that much time after being stabbed and going through all what he did, a heartbreak. I mean, we don't know what state of mind he's in. You know what I mean? So we really don't know where he's going to land, and so it's gonna be really interesting to see, you know, his character.
And just to say, I love German season 4 for that reason. Because is there a character that has been through so much crazy, and so how he comes back is it was really interesting for what Jonathan did with it, and so I think the audience is going to be interested as well. It's because having a character who literally could go in any direction, and an actor who can do the same is going to be pretty exciting.
Thank you.
And we're interested. I'm interested.
I'm watching.
I'm so interested.
Thank you.
Marshmallows up.
Marshmallows up.
Yes. Marshmallows. I might have started a couple of mine out.
So guys,
You lose the game then.
this is our last game.
All right.
Just as I want everybody in the audience to know that these are vegan and gluten-free.
Thank you.
Vegan.
I do not
Darn it.
support the harming of animals. So anyways, just to let you guys know. We're gonna play a game.
wanted to tell you
Do you guys know, have you guys heard of the game Chubby Bunny?
Yes.
So it's like Chubby Bunny.
Oh my God,
We'll
I'm
explain.
good at this.
All of us, so we're gonna have to do this in twos because we have one camera for each. But basically what you do is you stick a marshmallow in your mouth, and instead of saying Chubby Bunny, we're gonna say Hit the Floor Season 4. Then you're gonna stick another one in your mouth. Every time you stick a marshmallow in your mouth, you have to get out the words Hit the Floor Season 4 without spitting out the marshmallows. And whoever can get the most marshmallows in their mouth wins.
Wait. First off, shut up, yeah, Christian. Anyway, y'all need to calm down. Is this one at a time?
This is one team and one team.
Oh, y'all going damn. Damn. Just so y'all know.
Okay.
Yeah, it is spoken. Over for y'all.
It is known.
Yeah, just walk out the door right now.
All right. Cut.
Please, no one choke and die.
Hi, run.
Get it out good.
Okay. So,
We cheat on
I think we're cool if we go first, right?
Yes, y'all go first.
By the way,
Why are you already eating them?
we ready. We ready, y'all. Y'all just sit
Hold on,
down.
stop chewing. You suck at games.
Suck it.
Were you not listening to the rules?
By the way, it's in here.
No, you cheated. You're
You cheated. She's
Stop
disqualified.
chewing.
She's
You can't
disqualified.
I'm the Virgo in the group. That's why she didn't listen to me. Like I
How
tried
about
to
we
stop
go
her.
first? Yeah, how about we do
It's
this?
my
Yeah, you know what?
bestie. I usually.
Alikona,
Are we
we've been
done?
friends forever.
We
Yeah,
can
yeah,
have
go
one
first.
more
Let's go
marshmallows
first.
here.
Hold on.
It's in my mouth, y'all.
We got like
I
8
have
voices.
it right there. I see
Y'all.
it. It's in the cheek.
Yell at them,
Okay,
it's okay.
so-
Go ahead.
We have too many voices going on at once. So, since Kat Bailess can't face, I don't know what camera I'm in, but I'm gonna face this camera right here, the one on my side. Since Kat Bailess cannot follow the rules for any
disqualified.
games, we are going to let this side of the room demonstrate
Let's go.
how the game works. So she can figure it out since she's a slow learner. I love you.
Wow.
So I'm gonna let you guys go first. So, ready? Quiet on this side.
I bet you'll stop chewing.
I bet you.
Right, she's still chewing you. Oh, really?
Just leave it in there.
Surely she
Leave it in there.
You don't leave them. You just come in.
Leave it in that
She's
cheek.
chewing.
I got
Okay.
So you start with one.
Everybody
Let's do
wants.
it.
Okay, go guys. Whatever.
One marshmallow. Hit the
Hit the
floor.
floor, season 4.
Get another one.
2 marshmallows.
Hit the
Hit the
floor.
floor, season 4.
You can't chew them. Don't eat them. You gotta fit them all in your mouth.
Put it in your cheeks, y'all.
Season 4.
Hit the
Hit the
floor,
floor,
season
season 4.
4.
Are we on 3?
Then 4.
Hit the floor. Season 4.
Hit the floor, season 4.
Five. Stop chewing.
McKinley's killed it.
Season 4.
McKinley killed it.
Wait, together.
Oh, God.
Hold on.
Can sell that shit on eBay.
Okay, stop. Stop. We're gonna do this one at a time because there's like 8
We got a
voices.
giveaway for the new
Kristian.
for the fan event.
Christian, oh, please, Christian.
Hit the floor, season 4.
Another one.
No, he can do
Wow,
it.
this is trial by fire.
No chewing. Just get it in.
That's fine.
Just
It tastes
get
so
it
good.
in. One more.
That's the last one.
He has a big mouth. He does. You've always known that.
Got it.
Hey.
Jonathan.
You're gonna eat all that?
Okay.
You're gonna need that back.
Quit chewing. Okay, stop. Break
Okay,
it.
first of all,
You're condensing them in your mouth.
It's still hard. It's still hard. Y'all gonna see what y'all doing.
Jodi,
he's got like half of them down
Yeah.
his throat. He's like so hot.
Okay.
They're sticking out.
Oh, you lost.
Ew,
Jodi, let's go. No, no more.
I swear. What's it gonna be?
She looks like Ghostbusters,
Right?
like that guy.
I refuse.
Clee and a cub.
Any more? Can she get any more in?
No.
No.
Loser.
Okay, Brent.
Loser.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, Brent's just gonna put them all in his mouth.
Oh my
No.
That's great.
No.
I understood that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So far, I think Christian's in the lead.
Yeah, it
You
already
speak-
did,
Is
and
this
I-
sign
I'm just,
language?
it's not happening.
Kendall like ate them, so she's like,
That's not fair.
All right, go.
Ooh.
keep going.
Kendall was taking after Kat Bailess. Kendall's learning. She's
I don't know what the hell's going on up there.
Here we go.
This motherfucker over there spitting that marshmallows. Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. I can't
Spitting
say
marshmallows
it.
on my arm.
Someone's
Just trying to
gonna
make sure you're alright. You're alright.
I can't.
You can do it. You can do it.
Okay.
What is that?
Right now.
I gotta.
Do you have to have that many?
Y'all gonna see it's hard.
We're gonna win.
We
We're
definitely
gonna
commend
beat
you.
you guys.
Christian is definitely the winner
We're gonna
here.
I
win.
got Tim.
All right.
We're gonna beat him.
Noah's got a big mouth.
No,
I do.
We're gonna win.
You
I
got
Okay.
won.
I
I
feel
won.
it. I
don't care
feel
what
it.
y'all
I
say.
feel it.
So,
Very competitive.
Team.
Up in here with these
Yes.
marshmallows.
We got
What
quiet
do we have
down.
to do?
We got like
I'm ready.
McKinley fired.
Fired.
Yeah, he disqualified himself
Right,
too.
I'm sorry I started.
That's good.
Yeah, you got it.
No, but for real, we hear like
You got
so
it.
many voices
Please
in
go
the
ahead.
mic. Okay, so this side. Y'all ready?
Ready.
Let's do it, James. Let's just do it one more time. Go.
Oh,
Go.
God.
Go. Just go.
Go,
Uh,
James. Go,
Hit the
James.
floor, season 4. Hit the floor, season 4. Hit the floor, season 4.
Quit chewing them.
You can't do it.
No, you're trying to just fit them in.
We gotta just put him in.
Fine.
Oh,
You're
okay.
making real estate. Hit the floor, season 4.
He's patient.
Go.
Wait. I want to hear this.
Don't hurt yourself, McKinley.
What's that over there?
We're breaking shit.
Keep going.
Can't take you nowhere.
Winner.
Oh, okay.
Well done.
Cort, take it away.
Hit the Floor season 4.
Do with excitement. You're on a
Hit the
show.
Floor season 4.
That makes so calm.
Oh, he knows where to place
Hit the
it.
Floor season
He
4.
got the little chipmunk cheeks.
Oh.
Hit the Floor season 4.
Season 4.
Come on, you're a series
Say it
regular.
with your chest.
Hit the Floor season 4.
Okay, okay,
Say it with your chest.
Hit the Floor season 4.
okay,
There you go, rookie.
One
okay,
more, fam.
okay.
With his chest.
Hit the Floor season 4.
Nice.
That
One more.
2 for 2.
The baggie.
You see the
Oh,
rookies.
Lord.
All right, let's see it, Tiffany. Do you have all of your marshmallows? 2, 4, 6.
Actually, I did not
7?
cheat like my bestie.
Okay.
So
I didn't cheat. It just went down my esophagus.
I just dropped one.
Oh, party foul.
Falling on the ground.
Yeah.
In your mouth.
Since y'all are best,
5-second rule.
wait.
Okay.
Since y'all are best friends, y'all go at the same time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Battle. 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 Battle.
I'm a big cheat.
Okay, go.
Mississippi.
Hit the floor, season 4.
Hit the floor.
Hit the floor, season 4.
Faster.
Hit the floor, season 4.
One more.
Who can get the?
I already have chipmunk cheeks.
Another one.
Hit the floor, season 4.
Keep going. Y'all got it. Stop chewing. Stop chewing.
Tuck it, tuck it.
The voice gets higher.
No, tuck it back in your cheek.
That's it. There's
She's
no
so angry. She gets angry.
Okay.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
the last one. Yes. Well done.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Damn.
3 for 3.
Oh my god.
3 for 3.
I'm gonna thank my mom and daddy for a miniature mouth. I had a miniature mouth. Thank you.
She said thank you.
It's okay. It's okay.
What's in there?
I'm done with that though.
Pull that right out.
That's some Blue Man Group shit right there.
Is my mouth crazy?
No, it's
Wow.
You had some lipstick on your chin.
Tip, that was the most
I'm
right
sorry. Hey, fix me. Fix me.
Okay.
there. Wish that was
On
on video.
camera. On camera.
Alikona.
Okay, so
Alikona, we love you.
Amazing.
Okay. If I never see another marshmallow again, I'm not gonna lie. It's fine.
I'm scared. I'm scared of you in the bedroom.
Coming out. It was like a brick.
I don't like to lose, Justin. Okay.
all right.
Apparently.
Normally,
Wait, we still have another team.
wait.
Wait, we got 2 more here.
We got 2 more on our team, y'all.
Brick.
I gotta separate y'all.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
This has happened before where you
I
said you
know,
were gonna
that's true.
separate them.
That's true. That's true.
I'm sorry, fam.
Lesson learned. Okay,
Sorry, fam.
ready?
Oh my god.
Hit the floor, season 4.
We're gonna win.
Battle.
Hit the floor, season 4.
Again.
And
Hit the floor, season 4.
Allie, where you at? I'm not hearing nothing.
Nice.
I'm not hearing it.
yes.
There you
Let's go,
go.
Allie. Come on, Allie.
Come on.
One more.
Oh.
Oh,
In
Brick.
there.
Yes, yes.
No, you took.
Say it.
Say it. Say
You
it.
shouldn't say it yet.
She said I heard it.
I heard it.
There it is.
Brick. Pull the brick out.
Nice.
Pull the brick out.
No, her brick was much better. Her brick was much something.
Yeah, we win.
It was like
That shit was a stack, bro.
timer.
It was like,
I feel like I'm in a Japanese game show.
yo.
And somehow she made it elegant. I was like, what is that? What's going on?
She's like, hold on.
It happened. It happened.
All right. So
Oh my god.
I'm
I
gonna
know, me too.
I'm gonna go ahead and.
Girl.
I know we did.
Shit, bro. We gotta do this every day.
So I know we did teams, right? But for Tiffany's enthusiasm, I'll make you the winner. Very obnoxious large.
But I was her
Chocolate.
teammate.
Yeah, Tim won that one.
You're sharing that.
Chocolate. Are you kidding me?
She can make s'mores in her belly.
I know.
Is that your acceptance speech?
Guess
We're
what?
the Grand
Everybody in
Dragons.
this team is invited. Sorry.
Stuff the
But I
chocolate in
was
your
on your
mouth next.
team.
Let's see that.
You know
Stuff
what,
the chocolate.
Jonathan?
How much? How
All
much?
right. Really quick, guys. A few things. A, we're running out of time, so unfortunately I have to wrap it up. But B, you guys were so amazing for coming on, so thank you.
Thank you. And can I just give a shout out to you because you have been suffering us since the beginning of season 1, and you are incredible and wonderful. And thank you.
Thank you.
And spoiler, appears in episode 2 of the season.
And this is like sort of embarrassing, but at the same time, James told me to do this on camera.
Did I?
Yes, and the only reason this is embarrassing is because you guys are such amazing, talented actors, and obviously season regulars, but you know the game. When you're an actor, you gotta like promote yourself, and as soon as you book something, it's like postcard CDs. So I made my postcard.
Yes.
And I wanted to give it to
Yes, you
James,
did.
and he's like, you have to do it on air. And so you guys, this is my tribute to Hit the Floor season 2. And I look nothing like a reporter in this picture, but I was trying to look like I fit in with you guys, so this is my picture. So that is for you.
Well done.
I will say I was so excited to see you in the makeup trailer.
She freaked out. She
Freaked
scared
out.
me.
Freaked out. I was
great.
just, with my iPads, Jodi, you know how we are. iPads, getting her hair and our makeup done, and all of a sudden I'm like, you had blonde hair, and like we know each other for years because I used to work with AfterBuzz. I was an OG at AfterBuzz, and so it's so good to be here. But like honestly, thank you, James, for bringing her on as a guest star.
Thank you.
And you made the super trailer, girl.
I did, but okay, so quick story, because I know like everyone outside is like, hurry up. But when I auditioned, I think James knows this, but when I auditioned, I hadn't seen him in such a long time, and apparently he gave a picture to the CDs. I was already nervous because I'm like, I'm platinum and my hair's short. I walked in there and the girl walked by, I don't know how many times, looking for me, and I was like, oh, I think she's looking for me. And they're like, have you seen an Alikona Bradford? I'm like, yeah, that's me. And she's like, oh. And I was like, oh, this is already not going well. Because I had to, audition, right? On top of the fact, the night before, it was such a simple, and I don't mean this a bad way, but it's such a simple role. Like, I can memorize a 2-hour play if you need me to. 5 lines, and I was going over it and over it. Because when you're auditioning for someone you know, you're like, I don't want to look terrible because I know I'm going to see him in the future, and I'll feel stupid if I don't book it because I just blew it, right? And so the night before, I was going over my little lines, and I was like, get out of your head. Go get out of the house. So I went and so I trained in parkour, martial arts, and tumbling. I went and took a martial arts class, and within the first few minutes of the class, sprained my ankle so hard. So I walked into the audition the next day, and I was like, then I got into the room, I was like, just walk like a champ.
You're so faked it.
Yeah, and so I was like, already, I'm like, I'm not gonna book this. I can't walk. They're gonna be like, girl, you can't walk, and you're blonde.
You look
like, get out of
different,
here.
all that.
Yeah, but anyway, so that was my experience for auditioning, and then I went
And your
home.
scene is running.
Oh, I
Isn't
know.
your scene is actually
yeah,
running.
they were like, can you wear heels? I was like,
Running in heels.
Yeah. And then I sprained my ankle again and cracked my shin recently. But I'm good. I'm in heels again.
Live your best life.
That's
baby.
right.
Welcome to being Devil Girl.
Anyways.
She started the thongs for Hit the Floor season 4.
She did.
That's right.
did.
That was all you, baby.
In this room.
In this
In
room.
this
And
room.
it started right here.
Thongs for Hit the Floor 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were not the kind you put on your feet.
No, it's on your booty.
Thongs from
In
your
the
booty.
between this.
She had this real cute picture.
There you go. There you go.
It was dope.
I know Kyndall.
Yeah. We'll tell you about it later. Anyways, but thank you guys again one more time for coming by. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. You're welcome. And I have to give out a shout out to every single one of you guys, even like new people in general. Like everyone has been so amazing. All of you guys so kind, so friendly. When I've come onto set, you guys are so welcoming. So thank you guys for being amazing. And we definitely look forward to having you come on to the after show. All of you guys to come guest with us.
Awesome.
And for all you fans, we look forward to you guys joining us. We'll have a live chat room, so you guys can definitely tweet all your comments during the after show, so join us then. We don't have a set time yet, but it will be on Tuesdays, the day it airs. So stay tuned on @AfterBuzz TV on social media. We'll tweet out the time for you. In the meantime, my name is Alikona Bradford. Please follow me at yours truly, Alikona. Go ahead.
Rhavin with the V. B stays busy.
Kat, you know the deal.
At Kat Bailess, KatBailess.
At Tiffany Hines, TIFFANYHIMES.
At Cort King the Legend. I hope you guys can spell that.
Only literate people may follow you.
Right.
At James LaRosa, July 10th, BET.
At Kristian Kordula, KristianKordula. Cheers.
_ Jonathan McDaniel. Follow your boy.
At Jodi Lok, JodiLok.
At Brent Antonello _, I do have underscore Brent Antonello.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
It's been a while.
At McKinley Freeman.
Mine's official Kyndall with a Y.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys later.
July 10th, BET, baby!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz